Namaste, it's Jackie. Good day. We're going to do a little yoga practice together today. So we'll be together for the next maybe 30, 40 minutes. So get out what you have. If you have a yoga mat, you can lay that out on the floor. If you don't have a yoga mat, you're welcome to just do the practice on the floor. So get what you need. You want to have a little space where you'll be able to stretch your arms all the way up over your head and turn off your phones, turn off your computers. Give yourself a little bit of time for your practice today to care for your body. And we're going to begin lying down on our back. And if you do have, at some point we're going to come on to hands and knees. So if you find it helpful to pad your knees, a blanket, a thick towel can be helpful too. So if you have anything like yoga blocks, those can be useful. Get what you have. So we're going to start lying down on our back. Once you've come onto your back, you can just have your knees bent to begin and take a few moments to stretch your arms over your head and kind of stretch a little bit like you're just waking up, a little reaching of the fingers. And then bring your arms down and one knee at a time into your chest. So you can rock a little with one knee, circle the ankle, and then put that foot down and switch. So bring the other knee in, circle your ankle, rock a little in your hips. And then take a moment to settle. So if your knees are bent, you may find it a little more comfortable to have your feet a little bit apart and your knees touching. You can rest your hands on your belly and let your neck be even so you're looking up toward the ceiling, and take a moment to just notice where you're touching the floor with the different parts of your body. You could even close your eyes for a moment. Just settle. Take a moment to land. Get yourself situated for your practice. So as we settle, we're going to take 2 breaths and we're going to exhale with a big sigh. So please take a big inhale and then the sigh. One more. And then the big sigh. Just letting go of the day. And then take your hands down by your sides with your legs comfortable. Inhale both arms up over your head, all the way back to the floor behind you. And exhale, lower them down. Breathe in and out through your nose. And we'll do that a couple more times. So inhale up. Big breath. Exhale down. I'm just trying to get this idea of coordinating our movement with our breathing. So as if the inhale lifts your arms over your head. Big breath. And as if the exhale brings your arms down. And then pause and draw your knees into your chest. And we're going to do a similar movement with our legs. So on the next inhale, straighten your legs toward the ceiling. You can push the heels up and curl the toes back toward your face, and then exhale, bend your knees. Try squeezing your toes here. Get a little stretch for the front of your ankle. Inhale, push your heels up, spread your toes. And exhale, bend your knees, point and squeeze your toes. And this time we're going to do the arms and the legs together. So inhale, both arms up, both legs up. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your arms. You're welcome to squeeze your toes if you like. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Good, let's do that one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. And once your arms and everything are down, put your feet down one at a time. And then we're going to do a movement where we're going to move opposite sides of the body. So when we do this movement, we're going to focus a little bit of attention on the breath. So if you could bring your hands to your belly for just a moment. And the next time you inhale, try to feel your chest expand. You can even push the elbows lightly into the floor and feel the breath in your chest. On the exhale, as the breath moves out, pull your belly in. You can, in this position, push your low back gently toward the floor. Not super hard, but you feel that abdomen engaged. So take in one more breath like that. Inhale into your chest. Exhale, pull your belly in. Now we're going to incorporate the movement. We're going to try to continue to breathe in that way. So please inhale and lift your right leg up toward the ceiling. Straighten the leg. On the exhale, pull the navel in. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lower that straight right leg down to the floor and let the heel touch lightly. And as you begin the exhale, pull your belly in first and then let the leg come back up. Now this time, as the leg goes down, at the same time, lift your other arm, opposite arm over your head, and maybe the heel and your hand touch the floor right at the same time. Exhale, pull your belly in and let your leg float back up and your arm come back down. We're going to do that 3 more times. So inhale, the leg lengthens down, the opposite arm lifts up. Now pull in your belly as you begin the exhale, lift your leg, lower your arm. 2 more. Move as slowly as you can. Whatever's comfortable, but as slowly as you can. Exhale, leg up, arm down. And 1 more. Inhale, lower the leg, lift your arm. Exhale, lift your leg, lower your arm. We're going to do 1 more movement with these 2 opposite sides. So please keep your right leg up in the air and take your left hand up towards reach your fingers towards your toes. We're going to do something a little bit like a sit-up. Still breathing in that same way. So inhale while your head's on the floor. Exhale, pull your belly in and reach up towards your toes. Lift your chest, lift your head, and then inhale slowly back down to the floor. I'm going to do that 3 more times. Exhale. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, belly in and lift. Inhale, lower down. Last one. Exhale. Inhale down. And once you're all the way down, take a breath, lower that foot to the floor. And just a moment to notice the 2 sides after we did all those things with our right leg. And then we're going to repeat all that on the other side. So start by lifting your left leg on an inhale toward the ceiling. Hold in place on your exhale. Pull your belly in. On your next inhale, lower that straight leg down to the floor slowly as you can. Let the heel touch like a feather. Now engage the abdomen and then lift the leg back up. That's the exhale. Now this time we'll add the right arm. So as the inhale, the leg lowers down, the opposite arm goes up over your head. And just see if you can let them touch right at the same time. Exhale, belly in, leg lifts, arm lowers. It's possible that your hand doesn't touch the floor back there. That's okay too. 3 more. Inhale. Leg down, arm up. Now pull in your belly as you begin to exhale, and then lift your leg, lower your arm. 2 more. And 1 last time. Lower the leg, lift your arm. Maybe they touch right at the same time. Belly in as you exhale, lift your leg, lower your arm. And then we'll do that other movement here. So please keep your leg up in the air. Reach your right hand up towards your toes like you could, and we're going to do this little thing a little bit like a sit-up. So on your inhale, stay in place. Let your head be on the floor. Pull your belly in and exhale. Lift your chest and reach your fingers up towards your toes. And then inhale, back down. I'm going to do 3 more. Exhale, belly in, and slowly up. It's not a very big movement, so go slow. Inhale, lower your head down like you're putting a baby in the crib. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, back down. Last one. Exhale. And inhale, back down. Lower your hand, lower your foot to the floor. Take a breath. And now we did some asymmetrical movements. We're going to follow that with some symmetrical movements. So bring your feet in pretty close to your body and line your heels up with your hip bones. So the hips and the knees and the heels are all in line. On your next in-breath, please lift both arms up over your head to the floor behind you like we did before. Stretch a little. Exhale, pull your belly in as the arms float down. Now this time we're going to lift the arms over the head and lift our hips up off of the floor. So inhale, push through your heels, lift your arms over your head and your hips toward the ceiling. And exhale down. See if you can let your hands touch the floor as your hips touch down. So your arms have a long way to go and your hips are not moving very far. So see if you can coordinate that. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And 1 more. Inhale up. Pull your belly in as you exhale down. Good. And then draw your knees into your chest and rock a little bit. You can circle your ankles and wiggle your toes. And now we're going to roll over to our sides and come to hands and knees. So roll on over. Use your hands to push yourself up. Here's where it might be nice to pad your knees. So if you've got a blanket or a towel or something, if it's helpful for you, pad your knees. Take care of your joints. And we're going to come into the tabletop position. So we're going to be on all fours with the hands, wrists right under the shoulders, and the hips right over the knees. Same type of breathing. On the inhale, lift your chest and eyes. Feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, pull your belly in so you start to feel your back round. Fold back to child's pose, letting the elbows touch, the hips sink back, and the head bow down. And then glide back up as smoothly as you can to tabletop. Lift your chest. Belly in as you exhale back to child's pose, letting the elbows touch. Rise back up to tabletop on your in-breath. Good. Exhale back again. When you rise on this inhale, pick up your right leg, stretch it back behind you, push through the heel, let the toes point down, lift your chest. As you exhale, lower your knee, fold back to child's pose as smoothly as you can. And then we'll do the other leg. So rise up on your inhale, lift your left leg. Lower your knee down, fold back on your exhale. Now when we go to the other side this time, we're going to add the opposite arm. So please inhale, lift your right leg and your left arm. You can look down at the floor so your neck is even. Slowly exhale down. Maybe your hand and your knee touch right at the same time as you fold back, pulling in the belly. Inhale, left leg, right arm. There's a feeling of lengthening on the in-breath. And then exhale down as smoothly as you can. Fold back, contracting the abdomen. Let's do that again to each side. Right leg, left arm, inhale. Exhale down. It's nice for your brain to move slowly, to breathe slowly, especially these exhales that are long. Left leg, right arm, inhale. Come down smoothly. So just cultivate the slowest breath that you can. This time lift only your right leg as you come up. And on the exhale, we're going to put the toes of that foot down on the floor, gently push back through your heel, and take your opposite arm forward. And what we're going to do is try to hold the pose. So while you're holding in place on the exhale, pull your belly in. And then here's the lengthening feeling of the inhale. Lift your leg and reach your arm out a little further. If you can, hold in place on your exhale. You're welcome to touch the toes down if you need to. Inhale, try to lengthen more. Pull your belly in, exhale. See if we can do 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Stay, exhale. Inhale, more length. Now exhale down, lowering your hand and your knee. Fold back to child's pose. Feel free to move your right wrist. Glide up to tabletop on your inhale, and then take your left leg back. Put the toes of that foot down on the floor. Push back. While your foot's on the floor, inhale your right arm forward. And you can just keep your neck straight. You're looking down at the floor. Hold on the exhale. Pull in your belly. When you inhale, now lift your leg. Get longer. So on the exhale, hold in place or touch your toes down if it's helpful. And inhale, get longer. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Come on down on your exhale. Fold back. And then inhale up to all fours. Put your elbows down on the mat. So we're going to do this little puppy pose. So if you have pets, cats and dogs, you can watch them. You can watch their movements. So wag your tail, massage your wrists if you need to. And we're going to do a couple other movements that mimic our pets. So push up to your hands and spread the fingers wide. Now we're going to do downward facing dog, so a little bigger dog. So come up to tuck your toes under and push your hips up. Pushing down through your hands. Where do you feel the length here? Down the spine, down the backs of the legs. See what you notice. A few breaths, pedaling out your legs, walking the dog. So this is one movement you may see your pets do. Just do it every time they do it. And then please come to your knees. On your exhale, fold back to child's pose and move your hands forward a little bit and a little bit wider. And this next movement we call upward dog. This is a variation where we keep the knees on the floor. There are some different variations of this pose. So shift your hips forward, bend your elbows a little, lift your chest and your eyes. See how that feels. And then exhale all the way back to child's pose, hugging in the belly here. And we're going to go forward to that upward facing dog position 2 more times. So inhale forward, let the elbows be a little bent, lift your chest and eyes. Exhale back to child's pose, still breathing smoothly, remembering to pull in the belly. One more, inhale forward. Exhale, pulling back. And then rise up to all fours, and we're going to do a sequence where we're going to put all of these things together, the child's pose, the downward facing dog, the upward facing dog, and we're going to breathe as slowly as we can. So placing your hands under your shoulders, inhale, lift your chest and eyes. Tuck your toes on your exhale, pull your navel in, and then slowly push up to downward facing dog. Inhale down to your knees. Tabletop, lift your chest and eyes. Untuck your toes and exhale back to child's pose. And as you do this, move your hands forward a little bit. And then inhale up to your upward dog. So come forward with the hips this time. Little bend in the elbows. Maybe lift your eyes. And then pull back to child's pose, belly in. Glide up to tabletop, slide your hands under your shoulders again. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest and eyes. Exhale, slow trip back to child's pose, inch your hands forward. Inhale up, upward dog. Hips shift forward, chest and eyes lift. Elbows soft. Exhale back to child's pose, pulling in your belly. We'll do the sequence one more time. So inhale, tabletop, slide your hands under your shoulders. Navel in as you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the knees, lift the chest and eyes. Exhale back to child's pose. Walk your hands a little forward and then come on up one more time, upward facing dog. How's all this feeling for your back? And exhale back to child's pose. So this time when you come back to child's pose, you're welcome to stay in the pose. It can be a quite soothing little pose. You could put some support under your forehead. Here's a place where using a yoga block can be nice. You can put the block under your forehead and maybe tuck your hands back beside your hips. You want to be able to support your head here, so using your hands under your forehead can also be helpful. Rock a little bit. Take a moment. Maybe even closing your eyes as you just check in. Notice how you feel. And then please push up, and for the next part we're going to stand up on the knees. So pad the knees if you need to. When you're in this position, you're welcome to have the feet flat or the toes tucked under, whichever works for you. And like we did lying on the floor, on the in-breath we're going to Feel the breath in our chest. Lift the arms over the head. Lift your eyes. Big stretching breath. And as you exhale, lower your arms down, lower your eyes down, pull your belly in. Again, slow and smooth. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. A variation that may be nice for your shoulders is to take your arms out to the side and up. You can try it that way. And exhale down. So this time we're going to add a little twist. So either way you lift your arms is fine. Inhale, arms up, forward, or out to the side. On the exhale, let one hand go behind and one arm go forward. Look over the back hand. See how far you can go. Inhale back to the center and lift. Go the same way again. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center and lift. This time just lower your arms all the way down by your hips, belly in. Inhale, lift your arms forward and up or out to the side, whichever you prefer. We'll come down one more time, just all the way down to the hips, and then we'll do the twist to the other side. So please inhale, arms up, and then turn the other way. Long arms, turn your head, pull your belly in, lengthen the arms. Inhale back up. One more to the other side. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center and lift. Exhale your arms all the way down, lower your eyes, and then we'll do two more, just forward and up or out to the side and up, whichever you like. Inhale, long breath. Engage the abdomen on the way down. One more, inhale up. Exhale down. And then to counter that back bend, we're going to come back down to the floor with our hands and push up to downward facing dog again. So you may find it kind of nice to have a little bend in your knees to lengthen your spine. You're welcome to straighten the legs a little if you like, but again, that softness in the knees can be a super good tool to help you to hold your dog pose a little bit longer, to get a little more length in the spine. So another breath, and then we're going to come up to standing. So as you're ready, you can walk your hands in towards your feet or your feet in towards your hands. Make your way up, and if you have padding there, you can move it out of the way. And then once we come to standing, you can do some shoulder rolls. Turn your head to each side. Maybe do some neck rolls. Get a sense of how it feels to stand on your feet. We're going to do a couple of poses with our feet a little bit wide. So I'm going to say a little bit wider than your shoulders, but whatever's comfortable for you. And the first movement we're going to do is a little lateral bend. So please inhale your right arm up over your head. And on your exhale, pull the navel in and just lean over to that side, reach over. And while you stay here on the inhale, reach more with the raised arm and lift your right heel off the floor. And on your exhale, pull your belly in, put your heel back down. And again, reach more, inhale, lift your heel, right heel up. Heel down, exhale, belly in. One more, inhale, reach. And exhale, heel down, and just stay, one more breath, don't lift your heel, open your chest. Stay, exhale, and then inhale back up. Lower that arm down and pause. See what you notice between the two sides. You can move things around a little bit. All right, and then we're going to do a forward fold, symmetrical movement before we lean to the other side. So place your hands on your hips, take an in-breath. On the exhale, almost like a squat, bend your knees a lot, slide your hands down your legs, about halfway down, long spine. And then inhale back up to the center. Good. Do that one more time. Exhale, belly in, slide down. Inhale back up and pause. And then we're going to do that side bend to the other side. So please inhale your left arm up. So engage your belly as you exhale over any amount that feels okay for you. And then while we hold on the inhale, we're going to lengthen and lift the left heel up. On your exhale, belly in, put the heel down. Good. Inhale, lengthen, lift your heel. Exhale, heel down, belly in. One more, inhale. Now put your heel down, belly in, and just stay one breath here. Inhale, open your armpit. Exhale, stay. And inhale back up. Exhale down. Take a moment to notice. And this time we're going to do the forward fold 3 times. And if you like, if it doesn't make you dizzy on the exhale, you can let your head go, all the way down toward the floor. So halfway down is fine if it makes you dizzy to drop your head. So inhale, lift your chest, exhale, belly in, slide down. So halfway would be fine, or you can go way down, let your head just drop, hang down. Try this time as you inhale, sliding your hands up to your hips first, and then rise up with a nice long spine. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale down. Halfway is fine, especially if you get dizzy. And then the slow inhale. Hands up first, and then long spine as we come up. Good. 1 more time. Exhale down. And inhale. Hands up first, and then long spine to come up. And then once you're up to the center, step your feet back in. Give everything a little jiggle. You can shake your hands and shake your feet. And then we're going to do a standing pose with the feet a bit wider. So this is the Warrior 2 position. In this position, you're facing the long edge of your mat. You step the feet out comfortably wide. Sometimes we'll say the distance of one of your legs. And we're going to turn the right foot out 90 degrees and the left toes in a little bit. And then when we do the movement, we're going to bend the right knee. So to make sure your right knee is in a good, safe position, you want the knee over your heel. If you want more bend, you're welcome to step the feet wider. On the exhale, when we straighten the leg, we're going to touch the abdomen. Get that hugging in feeling. Okay, and then on the inhale, we'll bend the right knee, lift the arms shoulder height, feel the length in your spine. Good. Exhale, straighten your leg, bring your hands back to touch your abdomen, hugging in the belly. Inhale, bend the knee, lengthen your arms, maybe turning your head to the right. Exhale, belly in and touch. Do that one more time. Inhale, bend the knee, lengthen. Exhale, straighten the leg and touch. And then we're going to hold the pose. So bend the knee and lengthen. And on your exhale, stay and soften your shoulders. Where can you lengthen on your inhale? Your arms. Maybe you soften your shoulders on the exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, belly in. Now we're going to see about opening up our warrior. So take your left hand to your leg, turn your right palm up. And depending on your back, you might just lift the arm up without leaning back at all, just so you don't tweak your back. If it feels good for you to slide your back hand down your leg a little bit, come into a little back bend here, that's okay. On your next inhale, come back to the center, lower your arms, straighten that right leg, and bring your feet forward again. So we did a little forward fold before between the 2 sides in the last movement. This time we're going to do a forward fold. We're going to come down to it's wide leg downward dog. So we're going to bend the knees, slide the hands down to the floor. And once you get your feet grounded, walk your hands forward. Try having your hands a little wider, and then maybe it's nice to just let your head hang down toward the floor. Just like we did in the other version of dog pose, you can kind of pedal out your legs a little bit. Let them wide. Maybe you feel the stretch more in the inner thighs or outer ankles. Maybe it feels just a little better for your back. Sometimes it's better for people when the feet are wide. All right, so to come up nice and mindfully, inhale, walk your hands up under your shoulders and look up. Exhale, bend your knees and walk your hands to your hips. And then inhale, long spine, come on up. Good, and then we're going to do the pose on the other side. So we'll turn the left foot out, take a test bend in that knee. You just see what distance between your feet feels good. Is your knee pretty much over your heel, so we keep that knee in a safe position. And then thinking about the breath, inhale into the chest, bend the knee, arms long. Exhale, straighten the leg, touch your belly, hug in. So again, inhale, bend the knee, arms long, maybe your head turns left. Exhale, straighten the leg, touch your belly. Again, bend the knee any amount, lengthen out with your arms. Exhale, touch your belly, straighten the leg. This time we'll hold the pose. So inhale, any comfortable bend in your knee, arms long. Exhale, pull in your belly. Inhale, where can you get longer? Exhale, soften your mouth. Inhale, lengthen. Now on this exhale, we're going to let the right hand come to that back leg, and then turn the left palm up and let it float up on your inhale. Again, you can just stay here with your spine kind of neutral, or if it feels good for you to lean back, don't hurt your back, but do something comfortable. And then exhale your arm down, straighten the left leg, turn your feet forward, and one more time we're going to go down to that dog pose. So check your feet are pretty much in the same line, bend your knees and slide on down. Hands out in front of you, heels, try to keep your heels down. And you can, so there's a weight in the legs. So the hips are over the heels, we're not shifting the hips forward, just walking the fingers forward. So just like in the other version of downward dog, bending the knees here can help you get a little more length in the spine. Of course, you're welcome to straighten them a bit, depending on where you want to feel the stretch. A couple of breaths that are just a little slower if you can. And then please walk your hands underneath your shoulders and look up. One more time. Exhale, pull your belly in, bend the knees and walk your hands up to your hips and rise up, long spine. And now you can walk your feet back in. We'll just shake things out a little bit. You can shake your feet. I like this swinging movement, so you can stand with your feet about hip width apart and let your arms swing, head turn, tap your back, make silly sounds. I like horse lips. Just a little letting go. You can just jiggle everything if you want. Jiggle. Okay, and then we're going to lie back down on the floor. So come on back to lie on your back. And once you get down, like we did at the very beginning, you can draw your knees to your chest one at a time. Make some circles with the ankles. That can feel quite good after the standing poses. And then the other foot. You can rock in that hip if you like. And then take a moment to check in again. At the very beginning, we came to lie on the floor and we were just still for a moment. So again, you can let your feet be a little wide and the knees touch, maybe letting the hands rest softly on your belly. Notice. Feel where you're touching the floor. And then we're going to do a little windshield wiper twist. So if you take the feet wider, all the way out to the edge of your mat, even wider if your legs are kind of long. On the exhale, both knees are going to fall to one side like windshield wipers. And on the inhale, as if the breath lifts your knees up, let them float to the center. And then exhale to the other side. So this movement is pretty simple. So try to think a little bit more about your breath. So inhale, center, nice and slow. Exhale to the side. See how it feels to turn your head the opposite direction. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees one way, head the other. Inhale, center, and the next time you get to the right side with your knees, hold there. So while you're holding, what are you feeling in the hips, in the knees? So we don't want to be feeling the
we don't want to be feeling the joints. We want to be feeling the muscles. So when your knees are to the right, mostly down the left side, left hip, left quadriceps here. So if you're feeling it uncomfortable in your knee or your hip, you can pad your joints. So you put some support under your right leg or under your left knee. And then maybe the left arm just stretches up over your head. If that feels okay for your shoulder, it's okay if it's not up over your head. Take a breath. Some people enjoy picking up the right ankle and putting it up on top of the left thigh. And I said some people because some people this actually hurts. So if you feel this in your back or in your left knee, just, for many people this doesn't work very well. But for some people it's quite nice. So see how it feels for you. For me, I have my days. Some days it's okay and some days it's not. So if you did put your ankle up there, go ahead and release it back down. And lower your arm too if you brought it up over your head. And then inhale to the center. Take a moment to center your hips and shoulders and just see what you feel on the two sides. And then with the feet still plenty wide, at least to the edge of your mat, go ahead and take the knees to the left. We're going to hold that. So see what you feel down the right side, right hip, right quadriceps. Again, you shouldn't feel it in your joints. If your knee needs your hip, your knee needs support, put something under that outside leg or even the inside of the right knee can be helpful. And then maybe the right arm goes up over your head. So you want to just discern for yourself if these movements are good. It's not that there's a right way to do it. It's like, okay, how does that feel for me if I bring my right arm over my head? Or was it actually better if I had my right arm out to the side today? And then maybe you put your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Maybe that's helpful today. And then maybe it doesn't feel good in your body and you put your foot back down. So if you did put your ankle up on your leg, inhale it down when you get to the inhale and lower your arm down too. Bring your knees back up to the center and reposition your shoulders and your hips so they're even, and then please draw your knees into your chest and rock a little bit. Massage your back after the twist. And then again, we're going to do something symmetrical after those asymmetrical movements. So if you could please bring your feet to the floor. We're going to do that bridge pose movement again, like we did at the very beginning. So if you bring your heels in line with your hips and hands palms down, we're just going to keep the neck neutral so you can look up toward the ceiling. Inhale, just your arms. Lift your arms up over your head to the floor behind you. Remember your breath. Exhale down, pull in your belly. Now this time we'll add the hips. So please inhale, lift your hips and your arms. Slow exhale to come down. Do a couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Now, you're welcome to continue lifting up and down with your breath in the way we just did. Maybe it's just the hips. If you like, you could go up and hold the pose. Breathing, whichever you're choosing, moving up and down, holding the pose. Maybe you've decided that you've had enough and you're just lowering your hips down and pulling your knees into your chest. If you're still in the pose, you might take one or two more breaths. And then please come down on your next exhale. Once you're down, then you can pull your knees into your chest once again. Maybe it feels nice to sway or to make circles with the knees, whatever is a nice massage for your back, especially the low back area. And then let your feet come down. Once again, we'll let the legs rest. So if it's more comfortable to have your feet a little wider and your knees touching, do that. And then give yourself a hug. Wrap your hands around your shoulders and massage your upper back and pat yourself on the back and say, "Good job." And then release your hands down once again by your sides. This time you could have them on the belly or you could have them resting palms up by your sides. And we're going to begin to shift now into the relaxation part of our practice. So just take a moment to see what's helpful for you to rest comfortably. So lying flat with the legs stretched out flat is fine for some people, but many people find that it's actually not that comfortable. So when you stretch your legs out flat, notice, was it a little bit better when your knees were bent? And if it was, keep your knees bent. Even maybe you typically lie flat and today it just doesn't feel right. So, and some options would be to put some support under the knees. So a cushion, a blanket, a pillow under the knees can be nice. Or if you have a chair or a sofa nearby, you can rest your legs up in a chair or on the sofa. That's really nice too. So take a few breaths to settle. Relax your mouth, relax your fingers, get comfortable. We're going to take a couple of sighs like we did at the beginning. So please inhale, sigh, let go. One more, you might even say ah this time. So nothing to do for the next few minutes. Give yourself permission to rest for maybe the next 5 minutes or 12 breaths, 10 minutes if you have it. And I'll say a closing prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live with ease. So please continue to rest. Give yourself permission to just be still for a few minutes. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.